Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Tom Plays Factorio for absolute beginners. I'm thinking next step should be electronic circuits, because we're going to need like 50 billion of those. We haven't actually made any manually so far, so we need iron plate and copper cable. Copper cable is just made out of copper. I wondered if we should put it somewhere central and maybe split off from this. I know I was going to make gear wheels with this, but sort of thinking, right, so what do I need? I don't have enough iron plate to start with. Let's get an assembly machine for making copper cable to start with. And then we can probably do... See, if you go there, that comes up here. Maybe there? Actually, we could probably just come up into it, so if we actually just put it like this, that'll probably do the trick. Okay, so you are going to make us copper cable from now on. I do not have any underground cables, it would appear. I'm going to need some more transport belts. We'll just take a whole bunch of stuff from our immense copper reserves. Right. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten about our drastic lack of wood. Electronic circuits, right, so our big problem now is pylons. I don't really remember where we got all the previous ones from. Hang on, no, that's just copper. I don't know if we've been down in this direction yet. Oh, here we go. A nice little wood with some nice dead trees lying around. Could take the standing up ones as well. Possibly don't need to. I'm actually doing quite well for random resources this time. Still, I should probably make a mental note to try to research pylons that don't need wood when we get the chance. Still, that'll do it. Okay. Right. We're just going to need a ton of these. So, let's make an iron chest, which we currently can't. And let's make a couple of iron chests, because I can guarantee that we're going to need a ton of inserters as well. Why can't I make inserters? I can't make inserters. Right. Definitely going to want splitters for the electronics. Might just do a standard transport belt and then do the splitters. There. Not as many as we need for the other things, but I think realistically we always need so many of these. Okay, so inserters. I need an electronic circuit, an iron plate and an iron gear wheel. Right, so this is where our needing a second iron gear wheel producer comes in. So we could probably literally just stick one here, honestly. Full power, just need to select a gear wheel and that should do it. Brilliant. Okay, so we need iron and iron gear wheels, which is ironic because that's precisely what we need for the transport belts. Oh, we also need the electronic circuits, of course, don't we? Physical projectile damage finished. Right, so that just makes the projectiles more damaging. So I'm going to follow that up with weapon shooting speed, which kind of makes them more damaging in a less obvious way, because you just shoot more quickly. I was thinking, right, we can split off the iron quite easily. It's the gear wheels I'm going to struggle with. I think it's still doable though. So if we make an inserters thing down here, say, so do exactly the same thing with the gear wheels and the iron plates, but we're also going to need a stream for electronic circuits. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's work this out. Right, so I want to use a fairly central one of these, if we can. Going to need a ton of underground belts, I think. Not entirely sure how we're going to do the secondary ones yet. But I dare say we'll work it out. Alright, so you're probably going to want to come up a bit. And I'm probably going to want to send you underneath those two streams, if there still are two streams. And then if we put you beside this, I see in theory I could be trying to make use of the two sides to this sort of thing. But let's not worry about it just yet. Focus on getting inserters coming in here. So we're also going to want a chest for inserters, because I keep running out. See how this goes. Let's just chuck some ironing gear wheels in there. Just want to make sure it's working first. Okay, that's good. That looks like we have our green vials on the way, and it also looks like our red vials are being starved. Which isn't great. That's just the gear wheels, isn't it? Holy cow, that's not good. Okay, we're under attack. Let me get out the map screen. That's what I get for neglecting the military for so long. Hey there! Why am I not shooting? There we go. Can I make repair packs? I can. But I'm going to need some... Hang on. Let me just fill you up. Just dump my extra coal here. Okay, let me just pick up some general stuff. Ammunition, never a bad thing. Gear wheels, yep, could do with those. Gun turrets. Yep, those are suddenly looking like an important option as well. I need transport belts. I need inserters, but the main thing I was needing was electronic circuits, which are in this box here. One thing which Definitely going to want these in a shortcut thing. One thing which I think mods may have added in, I'll be surprised if they haven't, is labels. Because this game badly needs them. Right, so this transfer bar is damaged. It'll still function, but we should just left click, not right click, while we've got one of these repair things. And that just repairs it. The other one's been destroyed, so we need to actually replace. What's happened there? Oh. Okay, we'll grab that. Let's put that down, and I'll grab a 50 in case I need it later. Right, so I'm not entirely sure where that one came from. I'm not aware of any enemy bases up here. But what it does tell us is that we need to start preparing. So seeing as there was an attack here, let me put a gun turret down. And I'm going to hold down. Is it the right mouse button? Right click? Yeah, that splits it in two. So these do have limited ammunition as well, so at the moment we will need to restock them periodically. But yeah, I didn't do too much damage, but it does highlight the fact that we need to get our defences underway. Let's have these green vials being made. So the idea was that this would be gear wheels. So I'm going to need to split off our gear wheels yet again. So, bit of a weird way around to do it, but I basically needed to go up so that we had room to actually come around. I suppose what I could have done is taken this one under instead, which would maybe have made a bit more sense than doing a super circuitous route. No particular reason why the one which is there first should be the one which stays going overground. There we go. Right, so that's gear wheels. So the other thing I'm going to need is iron. Take this one further so it can go underneath that pylon. Let's grab another transport belt and have as many of them. I mean, to some extent this isn't just the fault of the splitters and the way we're doing things. It's what are we out of electronic circuits? Yeah, that's going to be a theme for this game overall, I think. Never have enough electronic circuits. Sorry, yeah, so at some point this is less the fault of the way we're doing the splitting and more just the fault of not having enough iron. So we are going to have to just increase our source of iron as well. But for now, I would argue that we at least have the green valves set up to go. So the one final thing I want to do before focusing massively on defence is going to be steel. Because steel is going to be the other thing that we will never be able to get enough of. So for that I'm going to need a furnace, or 50, but let's just say 1 for now. Oh, maybe 2. And it's going to be very much like the coal and iron. In fact, more like the iron furnaces, because instead of going from iron to iron ore to iron, we're now going to go from iron to steel. So a principal problem, again, is transport belts and lack of them. As before, we're also going to need coal for these, I believe. And I'll take them that way. So at the moment, this is more about just collecting steel for the future. In fact, I might make a couple of iron chests. Is a good way to do this? Kind of questioning myself now as to whether instead of having 2 iron chests I should maybe set it up as I mean to go on. The only problem with that is that this one will get full. But then maybe it won't be long before I'm actually using steel anyway. At the moment I'm literally just thinking in terms of trying to get it being made so that we've got some if we need some. Because it's so universally useful. Okay, what's holding us up on the transport belts down here? Just gear wheels. What's holding up the gear wheels? Not much, to be honest. I think it's just that we're splitting them so much. But that said, I could pick some gear wheels up manually and just dump a load of them in here. Okay, so that would be good. If we'd bothered to power it, which now we have. Okay, so steel does take quite a while to make. And I think it takes, I don't know, what, 10 iron plates or something per piece of steel? Might just be 5. But yeah, it's not fast and it's not cheap, so that's why I just wanted to get it going. Okay, brilliant. So I think the next thing was we just wanted to dot a few gun turrets around. So where might need defending? Right, well we already know we've had an attack over in the west. So it probably wouldn't hurt to have The odd gun turret knocking around here and also near our power station. But what we really are going to want to do is try to block off access completely. So we want to have an area that we're pretty sure is never going to have natives in. Rather than like running around trying to defend specific areas, you know. I mean, these gun turrets aren't a bad thing. Might leave them where they are even once we do have the area fairly safe, just in case something fails and the enemy gets in. So you want them somewhere near things causing pollution, generally. I know we had one there which attacked a transport bell, but that's not normal, I wouldn't say. Okay. That's quite good as far as it goes. We don't have enough iron coming in, so we can try and speed up on this mine to improve on that. I mean, some of it's probably just the low amount of iron, or we could, like the low amount in the areas we've chosen to mine. We could also look to incorporate this mine, because that one is fairly close. Obviously, it's entirely possible that this is where the enemy came from as well. It is. Got a couple of natives just up there. Not entirely sure how they got there though. Suddenly realising I possibly don't have enough ammunition, because I only picked up 4. See, I think you have to have your mouse pointer roughly over them for them to be targeted. Lots of dead wood. Oh, there's the base. Right, excellent. So there's a couple of ways we could do this. We could try to build a wall around the base and then extend it so it covers the iron mine. We could gradually build gun turrets just closer and closer without walls until we're claiming it. I mean, to me it would make sense, like maybe we could start a wall from here. But for that we need to eliminate the base. I could just go up and try to attack the base directly, which is also an option. I think, all things considered, we are going to need to do the amount of iron we're doing. Oh, this is good. Well, it's not good as such, but run out of mineable resources, so I can literally just move that one. But I am kind of thinking that we may need to actually make... No, what am I doing? Another iron mine down here as well. However, we could also grab these piles of iron ore we've got saved and dump them in as well, which is another way to get more iron, now that I think about it. There. That should help a bit. Let's grab some coal. Okay, this isn't full. Oh, it's out of mineable resources. Right, that's fair. Just make another iron chest. I didn't need to make another one. We already had plenty. Let's put the burner mining drill down here in this new patch. Load it up with coal. I'm going to drop off most of my coal as well. because we don't really need much. We've got no source of coal coming in here as yet. But at this stage, a lot of this is just making the materials we need for everything we want to do. Ah, excellent. Decent number of transport belts. Let's make some underground ones and splitters. While the going's relatively good. Okay for gear wheels as well. Let me dump some iron into the ammunition factory. So yeah, if we want to be really ambitious, we can look to start a wall here. It's going to be very close to the enemy base, of course, but the enemy can't cross water. So just thinking about what our best option would be here. Right, can we take these guys down before they make a new base or something? Because they kind of look like they're thinking about it. And I'd really rather not have that happen. So we are very close to the enemy here. Too close. Honestly. Without enough ammunition. Right, I'm going to just stick a gun turret here, just the backup. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give it all my ammo. So I'm just going to hope that if they come for it, it can handle itself now. Let's grab some wood while I'm down here. So I'm probably being a little overcautious. All I'm thinking is, if we attack the enemy base, which we probably could do once we get enough ammunition. So let's just keep feeding you. If it goes wrong, it'd be good if I had somewhere nearby to run to. So we just have 3 gun turrets set up with some ammunition ready. We can hopefully attack the enemy base with a bit of confidence. How are we doing? Not too bad there, I don't think. You're struggling for gear wheels, which is fine. Yeah, we probably do need another iron mine, really. Being a bit unrealistic, thinking we can get away with a small number we've got. The only reason I'm a little reluctant is that I tend to view these starting deposits that we get as kind of emergency backups. So I'd like to move out and start using different ones. And iron's the first one to start with because it's the one we're just going to use the most of at the beginning. But I think it's not unreasonable to have 3. Having said that, they are clogging up a bit following our dumping loads of iron ore into them. But that's fine. Just keep them going. Hopefully that will gradually supply stuff we need for everything. So a lot of it tends to be like this. You try and split everything out sensibly, and you end up with one main feed for iron, and you then just want to put as much iron into that as possible. So going to start looking to set up iron mines, you know, here, out in outlying regions, and preferably even further away, because these we could actually incorporate into our main base. Whereas there are some further away where it just isn't going to be economically viable to extend our central base quite that far. Okay, that's a bit more like it anyway. Yeah, see electronic circuits that are the bottleneck, which is often the case. Well, strangely, it seems to be more of a copper bottleneck than anything. So perhaps it's high time we made a second stone furnace for copper. I'm mostly sticking with the 2 square gap just because I started doing that. I'm just carrying on as I have so far. That doesn't mean it's a good idea. I think the more powerful furnaces are 3x3 or something, so that technically leaves an unnecessary gap. So we could possibly do one less or one more, depending how you look at it. What am I doing? But still, it's fine. Okay. Just dump all of our copper in there. I think the copper wires are pretty fast to make. That should help quite a bit. We are undoubtedly going to need another assembly machine for electronic circuits. I mean, that's fine really, because we're just gradually filling that chest up. And the main limiter on this seems to be the iron rather than the speed at which we can make steel, so I'll just leave that one be for now. Have some more coal though. Do you have enough coal? Have a bit more. Okay. Let's go make a second one. I may end up finishing this one by taking down our first native base, although I've just noticed that we've got another one over there. So possibly this is going to be our first one. I was assuming this was a dead end. It is a dead end. Right. Pretty sure I can take this one down myself. Even if it takes a while. Yep. No more bases being built here, thank you very much. I definitely saw someone wandering around over there though. But hopefully that gun turret will get him. So yeah, they tend to pop up more and more as the game progresses. I have a vague feeling that the little mobile ones, kind of, if you leave them alone long enough, they will actually form a base. But I haven't actually confirmed that. No doubt there is information on that on the internet or something. Tell you what, let's make both of these. I'll split the ammunition in two. And then hope I don't meet anything. So that should give us a nice little defensive thing for attacking that base from. If we did meet someone, I'd just need to run towards the nearest gun turret, which is the other purpose of a gun turret. Okay, I need you guys to make me ammunition a bit faster than this. Then we're probably going to be doing our first bit of green research. How are we doing? You are short of... Oh no, you're not short of anything. That's fine. It's just speed. So that's pretty much the point at which we would need to make a second assembler for the red things. The red vials. So I suppose there's no particular reason I couldn't do that now. So if we put a splitter here for copper, tell you to make red vials. So we could make that a bit more central. Hardly important really, but what's that doing? And then if we split the gear wheels again, so the assumption that I'm making here is that the thing holding up our red vials is just the time it takes to make them. So the actual resources are the same in both cases. But you can see we've got a bunch of gear wheels and a bunch of copper all piled up here, so this just isn't able to make red vials quickly enough. So we've now got a second one, and any new gear wheels can also come to this one. The only problem I do have is that with the way our filters are, any red vials in here will never go to that laboratory. I suppose in theory, instead of putting it straight in, I could move it up there, but in practice, it probably isn't going to make that much difference. Okay, so our weapon shooting speed has improved, which is good. But we have the option for some potentially more effective items now. So yeah. Several options, in fact. So electric energy distribution will give us pylons that don't need wood. I might go for military first. I'm pretty sure we have enough green vials already to make it. That's going to give us piercing rounds and grenades, which is interesting. So the grenades could be very valuable. For taking that base. But let's leave it for now. I don't actually think we're going to need them for that base. I think we can probably just go in as we are now. Shoot them up. And then we'll start thinking about making a perimeter. Never did like fighting in the dark much, but not to worry. So to start with, we'll go near the base and run away. That should allow the gun turrets to deal with the immediate mobile threat. And then I'm going to go in. And the first concern... Ooh, heck. Maybe the grenades would be a good idea. I was going to say, my first concern is taking out one of these. There we go. Because that is producing the enemy. So those big round things are basically the nests that produce them. So taking one of those out makes the base a lot less dangerous for the future. So this is our health bar. I didn't really point this out before. But if that reaches 0, we die. Perhaps rather obviously. So we've also got a little defensive thing there. Comes out of the ground and shoots. What's it called? A small worm. And pants. Okay, that's fine. So we've died. That's me being careless. Respawn. See, when you die, assuming you don't choose to reload from a previous save, you just spawn near where your ship was. I suppose that's potentially one reason to keep your ship handy, because you know where you're going to respawn then. But yeah, so that was me being a bit careless. Anyway, Military 2 is finished, so we can maybe do something about that. And that gives us piercing rounds and grenades. I'm going to do a red research, which is heavy armour. I'm assuming it needs steel to make. You see, what I should have done, among other things, was made myself some light armour, which I could have done quite easily. So the drawback with respawning is you lose all of your equipment, which in the later game can be quite devastating. But at this point, I didn't really have that much. It's not too fussed. But while we're researching heavy armour with the red vials, we're accumulating green vials for the next time we do green vial research. And thankfully I haven't yet picked up any steel. So we haven't wasted any steel at least. I have lost my machine gun though. Okay, so piercing rounds. It needs a firearm magazine, which we already have. It also needs copper plate and steel plate. So that's the first thing we've needed steel for. But I kind of feel like maybe, even though it means ammunition's going to be scarcer, maybe this time I might standardise on ammo piercing rounds. Armour piercing rounds? Sorry. They will take longer to make. but it just means we'll have to put more work into the military side. What about grenades? Because they would actually have been very useful. Coal and iron plate. Okay, well that's actually pretty easy to make. Because we already have a load of coal coming down. We've got iron plates coming in here. How about if I was to get rid of one of my chests and use that for grenades instead? So I'll take this. I'll make another splitter here. And then we're just going to need an assembling machine, I assume. And for now, I guess we'll just put the grenades into an iron chest. Oh, good grief, I lost all that wood and all those electric poles as well. Okay, I think I know what we're researching next then. So this is why you try not to get killed, of course. Okay, we used up all the iron here, which is fine. We should gradually be getting into some more high quality sources of iron as well. Should be a bit better. Right, we don't actually need those anymore. Oh, we did need that one. That's fine. And I don't think I've picked up any copper yet. So let's just grab 100 copper. Make some more pylons. There's room for one back there. Okay, we can now make heavy armour, which is great. So I want to make electric energy distribution. Not sure we have enough green vials for it. But it will... allow us to make some better pylons. Okay, so heavy armour, we just need a bit more copper. And other than that, we're ready to go. So it's the first time I've upgraded personal equipment apart from the machine gun, which I also need to make, come to think of it. A submachine gun, I should say. But I think that's automatically gone on. If you open your character screen... Oh no. If you click on the heavy armour... Nope, that's wrong as well. Right click? Nope. How about right click character screen? Apparently not. Oh, right. No, I get it. Sorry. There's nothing to click on over here at the moment because we don't have modular armour. That's why. I'm used to having modular armour later in the game. So it's automatically equipped our heavy armour like it does with the submachine gun. Might as well move that over there now. And it gives us a whole bunch of new resistances, which should make us far more capable in terms of taking on the enemy. So if I just get a few more ammo together, I could probably finish this session off. Oh. Okay, I think middle mouse button should clear it. Let's clear a few of these. Where's my repair pack? I do not have any repair packs. Okay. That's where they live. And I'll put the pylons there this time. Don't need them quite as handy as the weaponry. Okay. Round 2. So yeah, you don't have to worry too much about getting killed. Oddly enough, your base is more important than your person. I suppose if we were going to play like super realistic mode, it would have been game over there. But I'm not. So the grenades. Actually, let's just attract some enemies first. Because you use the space bar to actually shoot. Oh, tab to change weapons. You can actually hold the grenades like this while you're shooting. And the grenades you literally just place down where you want them to be. There we go. I can just finish this one off. I can. Just almost died again despite the heavy armour. You see the grenades there allowed me to take down that base. It isn't quite as easy as I thought it was going to be, even with the base that small. Armour piercing rounds would make it easier again. I think they're just universally good. I think the assumption is that, I mean, if you look at the natives, they pretty much all have exoskeletons, so I suppose armour piercing being a good thing does make sense. But yeah, those grenades were actually very handy. Could do with taking out some of those worms, the things that are spitting at us. This cat is spitting acid, I think. So I might chuck the grenades at them this time. Actually, we still don't have many mobile things. So I'm going to just take these worms down. That should leave the base defenceless if I can avoid running through acid. So as long as I don't run out of ammunition, I should do it. Yeah, so every time I run through these pools of acid, I'm taking damage. Oh, good grief, there's another one. Right, so I was originally thinking of setting a perimeter up here, which we could still do. These cliffs are really in the way there. I do like this channel. That's fascinating. I'm almost tempted to do something with that, like have that as our main egress point. So if I take these back, and we look to have this within the base, just thinking if I can... Oh, that's mineable. Brilliant. Contains coal as well. So yeah, if we have it quite near the top, and I just set up a few of these, honestly probably just one to start with, but we'll build a wall in front of them and maybe have some extra protection down there. Actually, might go a little further up. And that'd probably be good. So the wall can come all the way up here. Yeah. Brilliant. Have a lot of ammo. So yeah, that's going to be something for next time. To want to make a perimeter wall for the base. So you can see again that I'm trying to give us a lot of room. I mean, the perimeter wall is going to be here. Lots of empty space out here. So I'm being moderately ambitious with the size of the base. It also means it's going to be a very long time before we get it finished. Let's grab some more ammunition. But I do also want to switch to armour piercing rounds. So yeah, going to be an awful lot to do. But we took down our first real enemy base. I mean, technically we took 2 down because there was that really small one that was just getting started. I managed to get myself killed, which is fantastic. Done our first bit of green vial research. I think this time we've actually run out of green vials. So the research has stalled a bit. But still, on the whole, pretty happy with how that went. So yeah, next time, like a lot of it's going to be about securing the perimeter. We'll probably look at moving our iron mining operations up to this iron mine, so I can keep this one as an emergency. Might need to dot a few defences around down here, just because to start with we're only going to be securing the northern perimeter. And we'll work on the green vial research as well. So missing here, it's mostly inserters, and that's mostly because for some reason I've severed this and hadn't noticed. No wonder the research is stalled. Still no harm done, because it means we've got a nice backlog of everything. So we'll soon have lots of inserters coming. Right, so I'll leave it there. Gone quite a bit over. But yeah, fairly happy with how that's gone. Despite my dying, I'm not going to freak out about that. It happens. It'll probably happen again. I'll probably get run over by one of my own trains or something. So there's no point getting upset about it happening when I was actually in combat. So normally, if you're playing this, you would possibly save the game before attacking an enemy base. I'm not doing that myself, but it might be recommended because you've got a much higher chance of dying there than at any other time. So generally something worth keeping in mind. Actually, it looks like we can maybe do with another one of these, because these are actually backing up a bit. So that'll be the next thing. But we'll leave it all for then. Thank you for watching. I shall see you next time.